Hello there, ladies and gentle beans. Um, Alrighty, let's go ahead and do some work. Yeah, yeah. All right. So today's a free space because I'm not really sure what I want to do today. Um, and and I don't know. Just trying things out. You know what I want to do actually? I want to make like an official schedule. Um, and you're like, official schedule? What does that mean? Well, yeah, I want to make an official schedule. So, um, so we're just gonna go here, and we're gonna go here, and then we'll do here, and then we'll go like 9 to 5, right? Because I've been doing everything, kind of like on my own without like having to think about this. Also, uh, Joy-Con boys, let's go. I don't know. I don't know. Like literally when that happened, I was like, bro, I need to put this on my calendar because I don't know. Like in part of streaming, like Etika's been like someone I looked up to. I was like, damn, Joy-Con boys becoming Joy-Con men. You know. Um. Yeah. Anyways, but I don't know. I just think about it. I have it on my calendar yearly just to think about it. Like, hey, you can inspire millions, but you gotta take care of yourself. You know, um, can't let it go too far. And also, you never know where anyone is. So yeah, where anyone else is at. Um. So. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead. And we're gonna have this duplicate. Um. All right. So this is what my workday usually looks like, right? Then after that, I have these 2 hours first thing of the day. So we're gonna just have this as work hours. I'm gonna have that as orange. Okay. Okay. So, what we're going to do here is I want to go ahead and try to work on some stuff here. So, one thing that I know I need to do is one of the next steps for me that I have to do is come over here and then go to this classroom and go to the scaling course.
Welcome to Scaling. I wanted to give you a brief overview of what you'll find in here, what's in here so far. This is a very dynamic place. I try to update this content and I try to add new videos as well as we learn what the best practices are to scale school communities with Meta. The Pixel's only been out for a few months, and so these techniques are being learned right now, and we're taking what we're noticing and we're combining that with our experience that we have for a long time in running Facebook ads to build this out. And so you won't see a ton of structure. Everything is kind of just in this scaling bucket, but let me give you an overview of what is in some of these videos so far. And so first of all, you will find a nice overview under each video that talks about what you'll see in here. But this initial video is really key to watch when you join scaling. It's kind of about how you're supposed to think about making decisions every day in the ad account. There's really only a few metrics here to be thinking about in the very beginning phases, and there's really only a few actions you should take at every single day, just every 24 hours. And it might be every 48 hours if you're not spending very much money, like if you're spending a lot less, $5 a day, for instance, or something. This video on pulling out winners is important. As you start to think maybe this is something I'd like to try to amplify. This is starting to look really good. This video talks about how to pull that onto a winner. Matt and I talked about it for a while. This video on presenting your test to the community is also super useful. It will help you maximize the feedback that you get from the group by showing you how best to present your test to the community. This is a general video on budgets and how to think about budgets and spending. Setting up audiences like people viewing your page on School. There's an audience you can create, so you can target people that view a page. Runs through lookalike audiences and runs through creating audiences based on the customer list or people engaging on your Instagram account. This is a full breakdown of kind of the retargeting strategy we're running right now. Definitely worth a watch. We're noticing in our ad account that retargeting really brings your overall cost per acquisition up. So if you want to improve your return on your ad spend, you need to focus on retargeting, especially if you're running ads straight to the School About page, because it's probably going to take multiple touch points to get a conversion. So this is key. Definitely watch this. This is something to watch if you're getting no results, but you're hearing from people in the community like your data looks good, your click-through rates look good, your CPMs look good, and your cost per clicks look good. If those look good and you're spending a bunch of money but you're not getting results, this is the video for you. And these are kind of bonuses here. We kind of talk about what the different placements are. Should you be thinking about changing from automatic placements to manual, that sort of thing. And then some colorful reports too. It can be nice to see more colorful reports when you're presenting your data. This is kind of something that we've learned. This is going to kind of hijack the page a little bit, but yeah, if you would like to see reports that help you visualize what's doing best, what's not doing best, this can help you make decisions a little bit faster. So this is a great video to watch. And there's more coming, but as of today, those are the videos that we have in here. Look for pinned posts as well at the bottom. This deep dive in particular is really, really insightful. If you haven't watched this deep dive video, I fully edited it down to just the really important content. Matt and I dive into our ads every morning, and this is one of the dives that we did. It's a 30-minute video, and I stop throughout that video, and I try to teach you what we're doing and what we're talking about. You can see how we interact with each other, how we talk through our ad accounts every day, and you're really looking to replicate this. And if you don't have somebody on your team that you can have this meeting with every morning, you're kind of having that meeting in the ads lab, in your test. You'll really be posting in this run a test, and you'll be commenting on your test and trying to present your morning data and your feelings and what you think you should do and what you shouldn't do, and you really are trying to get feedback from the group. And you'll get better feedback if you present your data in a way that is easier for people to give you feedback. And so that means either a short video or a colorful image where you're maybe highlighting what you're going to do, and you're really trying to get people to help you out. That's your big goal here. And so that's kind of where we are with scaling. Appreciate you looking around, and we'll see you in the ads lab.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just literally going to go ahead and go through this course. It should take no longer than, I don't know, the rest of the time that we have today. Then after that, I think I'm done for learning, and I can just execute the rest of the time. Like, it always is just this, like, big startup cost of, like, learning something new. That always takes forever. Like, I feel like I can't do anything else, but, yeah. I'm fine with incurring that cost to do better.
So the most common question that I see is, okay, what do I do today? Like, look at my data. What should I do? Do I turn this up? Do I turn this off? And there's a bit of an art to this. There's a story to think about with this, and it's really helpful to watch Matt and I's ad account reviews that we do. There's one really, really helpful one. I will pin it to this module. But in short, there's 3 things you can be doing. You can be turning an ad set or ad up 20%, down 20%, or turn it off. Those are the 3 activities. You might want to do it less than 20%, but
we usually make 20% actions, because if you bump the budget by say 30%, if you go from a $10 budget to a $15 budget, all of a sudden the Facebook algorithm pushes that actual ad into a new audience. It changes sort of what's working in that ad in a way that will disturb its pocket that it has found. And so there is a known rule of thumb with Facebook that this is commonly known, that you don't really want to go over 20. You can actually go under 20 if you want to bump something down bigger. That's okay. But we actually just keep it simple for ourselves. We bump things up 20 and down 20. And so we go through every single test. We go through our retargeting tests, and then we have our ABO tests. We have our big discovery campaign. So go through all this. We haven't had very much spend yet today, so let me just kind of go a few days. And so what we do is we look at our data here. We'll go into retargeting. I'll look at these and I'll think, okay, we're not getting any purchases here in this campaign the last 2 days. So you got to think about this though. You don't just bump things, because you got to think longer term. How much spend have I had in the last 2 days? It's like today it's only $3, $10, $9, $20 overall. Our group cost $29. And so if I look at a longer period, what is it looking like? I like to look at the day view. This is an early campaign, and overall, it's got a profitable cost per result. So even though there's multiple days in between, nothing's happening, if it's overall it's profitable, I'm not going to change anything. Now this one over here, this one's actually getting such a cheap purchase, I could turn this up, which I probably will, but I'm going to wait till my meeting with Matt, because we do that together. I just want to, I want to share that there's really only 3 things to do, and the way that you decide what you're going to be doing next is you look at click-through rate, CPMs, and you look at CPCs. That's really it, if you don't yet have results. Now if you have results are going to be your guiding light. But if you don't have results yet, you're still working towards your initial results, you're looking for something else. So I'll go to a campaign where we don't yet have results, like this one. This is a new test. It's actually a new audience we wanted to test. And so we've spent 52. The click-through rate is acceptable. The CPC is acceptable, and the CPMs are acceptable. So they're all within the ranges that we look for. We don't want to see a click-through rate under 1. And the more you test, your benchmark changes. By the way, like initially when we first tested, globally for everybody, like never run anything under 1% click-through rate unless you're seeing crazy results fast. For us though, like we kind of have a rule now that's like 1.5 or 2% click-through rate is the kind of content that we're able to, that's the kind of reaction we're able to get now that the Pixel knows our audience really well. And our CPCs can be a little higher. $2 is fine, $3 is even fine, $1.50 is fine. And so I'm gonna go into the ad set, into the ads, because I don't know based on just this. Okay, so these are just duplicates of each other, which is how we typically pull our winners in new campaigns. I would say this isn't really working. What's the daily budget? It's only spending a $24 daily budget, which is under our average. This is something I'd be on the fence about. I'd probably either bump it down 20%, or I would just wait another day, because we're just at 2x spend. If it got a purchase or 2 today, which sometimes there's just a little delay, then that would be, this could be a good ad. And so, like going into this ad here, this is the same ad, only a different audience. And you can see how different these CPCs are. So yeah, I would be bumping this by 20%, because we're getting great cost per results. We're getting really nice cost per clicks, click-through rates, CPMs, really good stuff, profitable. Bump this 20%. That's the biggest action you can take on something that's winning. Or you could take it and you can create more campaigns and create budget in more campaigns. But the biggest action to take on a single thing that's doing good is bump it by that much. We got a purchase here, but it's not that exciting. Hopefully the budget's not that big. It's at 30. I'd bump this 20%. I'd leave this because we've only spent 70. And so there is a bit of an art to this, but there are those three tasks to do. And we go through every single ad set. And if we're not really sure, this is a bit of a different setup, because these are all different ads. This is sort of your typical testing campaign. And so in here, we look at both the ad set and the ads a little bit more closely. Just for us, these are all winners that we pulled out of discovery, and then we duplicate the winners in a new ABO test and try to scale it. And so with the discovery, we look at this differently. This cost per click is super high. But it's early in the day. This is common. It's only spent from midnight to 6 a.m. It's only been on for 6 hours. It's in the middle of the night. And there's always high CPMs and high CPCs during this period, even for the best stuff. So we're just going to leave that. That needs to spend more. And I am just looking at maximum now, but I often will look at the breakdown of the day if I'm thinking more deeply about something. For instance, this, we got 1 at $115. It's spending 30. It was a few days ago. Are the numbers getting better or worse since then? They seem to be getting better. Click-through rates have gone up, and the cost per clicks have gone down. So I'm going to be watching this one. But Matt and I kind of take a liberal approach. We keep things running for a while to see if it will begin to perform. And we really try to, I might decrease the budget on this one down 20% since it's spending money, but it's not getting results at a really good rate. But because it's getting some kind of result at a rate, we want to keep it running to see if it can improve. Sometimes things improve if you lower the budget. And so we would lower the budget for this one to see if we can get that one to improve. And so use this rough rubric to guide you in making decisions day to day. And hopefully this has been helpful for you. The big 3, up 20, down 20, off. Thanks.
Okay, so let's go ahead and look at mine. So okay, wait. Let's go back here. The 3 main things: increase budget 20, decrease 20, or turn off ads. The importance of monitoring the click-through rate. So click-through rate, cost per click. Okay, so click-through rate, all. Cost per click, and cost CPM, Cost per milli. Is that what is it? Cost per 1,000. Okay. So we want it down, right? Sorry. So this has had the highest click-through rate. With the lowest cost per click. And a not bad CPM. But no result. What is this reach? So but these two are the only ones that have. Oh wait, there's actually these three. These three are the only ones that have had 100. And out of them, wow. This one's the cheapest. And has a great click-through rate. And a good cost per click. Like that's pretty good, right? So I want to turn this one down. Because this is 400 impressions. And I'm getting nothing. Alright, so I'm going to go into the ads lab here. I'm just going to make a post. Wait, actually, I'm going to just go to the next one. Because what if he shows me present test to the community? Okay. So he's going to show me the next one.
All right, we're going to talk about pulling out winners. When you pull out a winner, how do you do it? What is a winner? And Matt, it's you and me, buddy. We're going to walk through our account and show you what we do. Show you kind of a winner that we've chosen too, so you can just see this sucker from start to finish. And so Matt, let's just talk about winners for a second and how we view a winning ad. And I feel like there's different ways to determine something is winning or not. Do you have an example of something's winning?
So here's our, so you can kind of see our high level, it's kind of our highest campaign level and how we structure stuff. So we have retargeting down here, we have a discovery, which is where we find winners, and then everything above it is basically when a winner gets broken out, they go into either ABO or CBO. So we go into our discovery here. The discovery is where we catch different batches of stuff we test. You'll see different dates. There's not as much organization in here because we want to remove all friction from the testing process. And so if we think of a random idea, we'll just throw something in here. We'll date it so we know. We usually try to keep the images and the videos split up a little bit. But
so each of these is basically one of our tests. And so this is how many we run. Sometimes it's every day of the week we think of new images or videos to make. And so this is kind of like you started a test. Each of these ad sets is like one of those.
Yeah, and so you'll see this. We've had a lot of good results with this 528 image campaign. We're going to here, and you'll see a couple things jumping out. really you'll have this one right here, which 5 results at a $16 purchase. I think it's hard to give blanket like anything below 20. You should scale because everyone's groups are a little bit different. Our price point for our group is $29, and so if you see something
Also just like the strategy changes based on your on your budget and how many things are winning. Like for us in the very beginning when nothing really was winning yet, like we might break something.
Also,
out
both of these are
just so we can get more spend.
just I guess just for he said anything under 20 is winning, right? And so if you look at his cost per result is $16.51.25. Mine right here are $10 and $8, which is I think good. So I think these ones are actually doing really well in that case, both of these. So in that case, well, I'm really liking this, you know, which is great. So then that means I should just keep these and then maybe increase them $20. But I don't know yet. I don't want to do anything yet. I'm gonna let this run one more day, and then after that I'll come back, because a lot of these, like this one maybe could go, probably could go down 20 just because it's like eating so much. You know what I'm saying? It's eating so much ad dollars, and this one's doing just fine here. Like really $10. Does it say how many converted? Anyways, I can't really say what converted, but look, this is pretty cool. I love it. So I'm gonna keep it just because that's what it says, and maybe I would increase it $20. You know. Yeah. And then after that, this one we just gotta see, you know, we don't know until one person clicks. And then these ones all right here, we have to wait till they get to 100 impressions, because that's what he says, you know.
You know, and now that we have a lot of things winning, you kind of wait till something has actually won to pull it out. And so a winner in the beginning might literally just be like, we're running a test, something is getting a really good like CPC and CTR, but this is maybe spending evenly or something. And you're like, you want to continue testing everything, but let's pull the one out that you're really excited about and independently spend a lot on it. That can kind of feel like pulling out a winner, even though you don't even have results. So sometimes we don't have results, but day one looks incredible, and you're like, I don't want to kill this, like all these other things in the test just to spend out. So I'm going to pull out as a winner now. Like it literally can happen at any time. I feel like for us, we do that, and so it's worth noting that it's not like you get this many purchases and you are profitable and it is a winner. It's like, no, it means you want to spend more money on it, and you want to do that in an isolated environment.
Yeah, because you'll see. I mean, if you have 4 different, if you're running a batch, you got 4 different creatives. One of them's going to start performing better, and it's like, okay, well, Facebook's still going to try and split up a lot of that spend. So if you don't pull it out, I mean, look at this. And This is a perfect example. It's like that one spent $84, has 5 purchases, but Facebook's also wanting to spend on this one. Actually, the majority here, and so I think this is.
Wait, sorry, I didn't catch that, and you guys didn't either.
Has 5 purchases, but Facebook's also wanting to spend that one spent 80. If you don't pull it out, I mean, look at this. And This is a perfect example. It's like that one spent $84.
Wait, where's your freaking mouse at?
Sometimes we don't have results, but day one looks incredible, and you're like, I don't want to kill this, like all these other things in the test just to spend out. So I'm going to pull it out as a winner now. Like it literally can happen at any time. I feel like for us, we do that, and so it's worth noting that it's not like you get this many.
Hey yo,
it is a winner. It's like, no, it means you want to spend more money on it.
Boba tea. We love boba tea, right?
If you're running a batch, you got 4 different creatives. One of them's going to start performing better, and it's like, okay, well, Facebook's still going to try and split up a lot of that spend. And so if you don't pull it out, I mean, look at this. And This is a perfect example. It's like that one spent $84, has 5 purchases, but
$84. Where does he see $84? And 5 purchases. Oh, here it is. 5, 84. Oh, this one. This one spent $84. And it got 5 purchases, while this one has $256 and also spent 5 purchases.
Also wanting to spend on this one. Actually, the majority here. And
yeah.
So I think this is also important to note. Devin, you mentioned it, but we had already, like, we're going back to do this video, but we had already pulled this out. We wouldn't normally have waited until it got 5. Like, these results are way further along than we would normally pull out. I think we pulled this out when it had like maybe 1 or 2 purchases, really good at a really good rate, and so we decided, yeah, this is a winner. Pulled it out, and we have it running in a different campaign already, but we're going back to kind of show you. But I think that's important to note because the slightest inkling that something can do well, you want to get it out of this phase, because this phase is kind of a means to an end. But
that's actually kind of good to know that this phase means to an end, because that means that I should actually pull these 2 out, because they're doing relatively well, and they look like they're doing pretty, like, a lot better than his. And he said anything that's under $20, these are good. So I'm actually gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just highlight these. Can I hide this? I just want to hide it. Um, hmm. Copy. And then we're going to go to the monitor. Community. Are these are these two good enough to pull out? When I get it from the course, the bottom two should be pulled out to allow should be pulled out to allow and after that we go here. All right. I posted my question. Hopefully this is correct. Alrighty, so let's go back to the classroom, the scaling, and talking about pulling out winners.
You keep it going. You don't.
Boba tea.
You don't turn it off. You'll notice that we've spent almost $400 on this testing campaign.
Yeah.
It's I mean, you'll see there that that's profitable.
It's we're looking at like our goal is between 0.5 ROAS and like up. So like 1
means we're profitable month 1. Sometimes that happens, but a lot of times you're profitable, like credit card statement is when you're profitable, which is another acceptable range for us. It's like if we retain 90% of our people and we're at a 0.5 or 0.6, we are going to be profitable before we have to pay that credit card payment on Facebook. You know, it's just like, so we're happy with that too. And a lot of people, they think they're not doing good enough if they're running something at 0.5, 0.6, but it's like, no, you're doing good. If you retain your customers, if you can retain 80% of people, and your churn is lower than 20% even, like you're doing great. You're going to get most of these people paying for at least 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like a lot of months. So, something to keep in mind is that you don't have to be net positive month 1. One of the reasons I think we are scaling faster and harder than anyone in the Ads Lab group right now is because of that fact. Like, I think people are afraid to scale smaller return on ad spend because they see people doing crazy numbers showing off, and it's like, no, screw that. You know, 0.5 is awesome. Scale it, because by next month you'll have a bigger budget. Those people will continue to pay you every month, and every month your ROAS will probably increase because you'll keep doing tests. It's something to note.
Yeah, and you're learning faster. You're giving the algorithms more data. It's like there is a lot that comes to that, and looking long term, looking at it over many months versus just this is one purchase. And so that's kind of the philosophy. We'll run in and go ahead. So this video won't be too terribly long. So like once you identify, okay, this is a good one, we want to pull this out. How I usually do this easiest is I'll click it. I'll go duplicate, new campaign, and I'll name this like Sal, which is School Ads Lab. Number 14, I think we'd be on, and then I'll name it how we've been doing this, just like Peyton School, just so you'll kind of have an idea on what's within this. And then
number 14 is, that's how many we've broken out of like our discovery, like where we test everything. This is our 14th breakout. It's an ABO, right? And sometimes we create these campaign. I feel like you create these campaign names on the fly, and then almost every time you kind of mess the syntax up a little bit, and you just edit it afterwards because you forget a dash or you put one thing.
Yeah,
so yeah,
kind
of right.
In this view, and you can't see the syntax of like the other ones have been done. But yeah, you guys go back and edit that later. And then so I go ahead and I usually just go ahead and make the open US title right there. When I
open broad audience, yeah,
open
broad.
When I like to duplicate it out, I usually give it 2 copies. That's something to think about as well, because you want to give almost like you're giving 2 chances. It's like when ad set starts up, it starts in a pocket. If you only have one, it might be a bad pocket. If you have 2, you'll notice one will lots of times do significantly better right out of the gate because you just get in a good pocket. And so you can do 2, 3, 4.
I've seen you do 3. Yeah, I've seen you do more than 2 as well. Yeah.
It was just that philosophy of do what?
I was gonna say in adding more copies doesn't add more budget. This is the amount of ads. So your ad set is controlling the budget, and by having 3 ads or 4 ads or 5 ads, like still the same budget. So
yeah,
it doesn't change that.
Yeah, kind of how cluttered do you want it? I mean, there may not even be, it might even be worth it to do 10 if you wanted to, because you can always also turn off. It's like once you find one that's in a good pocket, you can turn off the other ones if you wanted to, or if Facebook was still trying to distribute the spend, you can control it yourself. So I think 2 is like a simple, at least do 2. We'll do that for this example. So
this is a bit of a like, I guess it's a bit of an advanced like technique. It's kind of something that I've seen other media buyers do. Some people don't mess with it, but that can be kind of the unlock. Like before I met you, Matt, I had never done that. And when you just have one ad, you basically just rely on whatever pocket it finds. Like that's the one that you'll be running, and it could be much worse than the one that just won. And if you dupe it out, if you got 2 of those or 3 of those, like you double your chances of finding a pocket, at least in theory. And this is probably debated, but I've noticed literally going from the way that I used to do it, which was just 1, to doing it Matt's way, that it looks like a lot better result when you dupe out the amount of ads. So
you can see too, it's like you'll make 3, and of those 3, 2 of them won't do good at all, and then 1 will just break away. And it's like, okay, well, what if you would have only done that 1 that just didn't do well? Then you would think that ad just isn't going to perform, and you kill it.
Yeah.
But and I think that's just one of those things you just kind of figure out the longer you do it, and it kind of makes sense when you think about how the pockets and stuff work. And so that's how we've been doing it. But so yeah, so here I go in. I just quickly can click on this ad set. I'll go in and I'll change the budget. Usually like the start date, it's always better to, like if you can, try to get it to start at midnight. If you want to give it the best chance, if you're in a hurry, and you want to get results quick, you can start it here in the middle of the day. But most of the time, it's going to do the best if you can start it right at midnight. And so what we've been doing is this first, we'll just do an open US, or broad open US. I go in here, we've been doing the advanced plus placements, and yeah, get your budget right. So then double check.
Your budget too. I mean, your budget too. As far as like what should the budget be, it's your group price can kind of inform the budget. I would say like anytime we break out a winner, it's an opportunity to focus your spend on one thing that has a higher chance of doing good. And if you want to raise the chance even more, you will make sure the spend is at least 1x, 2x, or 3x your group's price. Like if you have a $20 group, you don't want to start this at $10 or $5. Like I would say to break something out, you should have the budget to at least spend 1 conversion on this, or you might see kind of a lack of enough data to do something like this right now. It's like maybe just keep running your test. If you don't have the budget to do 2x even, like I feel like I don't know about you, but it's like somewhere between like 1.5x the budget is kind of feels like my minimum for a breakout like this. And so just something to keep in mind.
If not, then you might as well just kept in that testing campaign.
Oh, interesting. So if my breakout was if I broke these 2 out, right? These 2 out, and I was charging $99, then I would have to do 1.5, which is like 145, right? Right? 99 times 1.5. Oopsie. Oh, no. Yeah, that makes no sense. Times 1.5. Yeah, 148. Okay, that was pretty close. I said 145. So 148.5. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
we're kind of this is the second phase. So if you're not wanting to do that 1.5 to 2
Yeah. Okay.
x your thing, your group cost, then you probably shouldn't be splitting it out. And so this
And
is
if you're free, if your group is free, like you probably don't need to be doing this yet. Also worth noting. Like when we were running a free group, we didn't start breaking things out for like a month. This
I gotta. Someone actually. My passion. My passion is specialty cookies. Thanks so much. Really looking forward to being a part of it. Yeah. Of course. To get, yeah, of course. This is a new group, so we were trying to get 50 people in here so that we can get a lot of community and people asking questions before it really gets popping. So if things are slow right now, just mind that. You also get to be here for free for life. Here for free for life for helping be part of the beta. So thanks again. So thanks. Okay.
go round. I mean, we really tested a lot. There's a lot you can do in that discovery testing phase before breaking something out, and we had.
And so this is
if you're free, if your group is free, like you probably don't need to be doing this yet. Also worth noting. Like when we were running a free group, we didn't start breaking things out for like a month. This go round. I mean, we really tested a lot. There's a lot you can do in that discovery testing phase before breaking something out, and we had to go through a lot of rounds of just like, okay, try another thing, and we actually did try to break some stuff out in that first month, but it didn't really work very well. And so we would start a breakout, wouldn't do very good, we'd turn it off, and that's okay. It's like an okay thing to try. You can always pull this out, set your budget if you've got a $20 group for 40, 50 bucks, and even after one day, even after 5 hours, if it's looking crappy, we would turn that off. If every single ad is doing much worse than your test, we would just turn it off. And almost took us like a month to just only be doing the testing in one single. We could have been doing that in one single campaign, but we weren't. But yeah, worth noting.
It helps build confidence too in those testing. That month of just testing, I mean, because you do start as you are scaling up and you're using these bigger budgets. I mean, you can lose money quicker if you didn't test enough. If you haven't got to where you're comfortable identifying winners and have tested enough to be able to find winners, and then you just jump into this phase, you could lose. Like, there's a reason why we spent a month or so testing things out, because if you start getting a couple of these and they're not winners, you're gonna quickly blow through your budget quickly, and you're just gonna lose a lot of money. So
yeah, but I will say that I think that there were times when you and I think something is a winner, and we'll dupe it out, and then we'll be like, oh, that's not, and that's an okay learning. Sometimes it's just a little bit of additional feedback. And the way I always think of like something didn't totally perform, it's like you're still getting your brand name like eyeballs. Like I never see something as a total loss. Like when you're serving impressions, you're getting new people, you'll be able to retarget these new people. You probably have qualified, interested leads now, and you retarget. And so it's like it's okay if that like didn't work. It's okay to run this test, dupe it out, and to be like, that didn't work, I'm gonna turn this off. That's not actually a winner. You just have more information, you have more people to retarget. Facebook is still probably finding people that are interested in your business. You're just still working on closing them. So it's okay. I feel like it's so black and white in your mind when you're doing this alone. Sometimes it's just like, I failed, I lost money, it didn't work. And it's like, no, you know, you're just building your audience. You can retarget these people. You're gonna hit them back over and over. You're gonna start converting these people. And that's another thing to note, is that like sometimes you gotta close a lot of these people in retargeting. And so it'll look like all kinds of things aren't working, and even your winners aren't working. But if you're seeing results in retargeting, it could be that because you pulled out those winners, even though that campaign did bad, like the retargeting is doing good, and overall you're doing good. It's just, there's a lot to consider here, and it is hard to have sort of this catch-all winner phrase. It tricks people into thinking, you know, a winner is a result, and it's just like it's a bit varied in that way. So
yeah, it's a complicated game, but I think the more you play it, the more you get a feel for it, you can start to identify that stuff a little easier. And how it, and what your breakdown is. Some people might be on those higher, for instance, a higher price tag groups. It's like you're retargeting maybe way stronger than someone else's group that has, if you have like a $10 group or $15 group, it's a little more impulsively, people are impulsively buying. But as you start getting higher, you're you're gonna rely on those retargeting more and more.
Yeah, I would say any group over 30 or 40 bucks, like you might just have a pretty low return on everything but retargeting, and you might just be working up impressions so that you can have enough money to add to retargeting, and that's like what closes people, especially like $100 groups. It's like, yeah, that's territory where like you are going to need to build out lots of campaigns. You're focused on click-through rate for a long time, and like look at your comments too, like to see if people are really resonating, because you might not get to look at your results for a while. If people are commenting and saying this sucks, this is weird, versus yo, this is brilliant, I want this, then you know you're on the right track. If they're saying that this is brilliant, we want this, you know. But if this sucks, this is weird, like that isn't something to double down your spend on. So yeah. So why did we build?
Wait, how can you? There's comments? Comments? Wait a second. Hey, yo, I can see this live? Could not. Bro, I got rejected. Mamma mia. So let's go to ad set. Let's go to here. Could not enable ad with ad review rejected. Your ad has been rejected in its latest review and is currently disabled. In order to enable the ad, you'll need to make updates to it and create a new ad. Can I have the same image? Okay. Weird. Is it gonna... I'm so confused how this works. Yeah, because usually right here it says, like, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to just do the same thing to this one too? Okay. That's interesting. Oh, you guys got to see none of that. My bad. I forgot. My bad. Whew. Okay. You know, here's the thing before I even continue. I don't think I have my wallet on here. Oh, I do. $10, $20, $30. So it's paid for $40 already. Which is interesting.
So you built on ABO. We also do CDOs.
Yeah.
But you're building an ABO right now, which is, why would you do that versus a CDO?
So I like the idea of an ABO. Just gives you a little more control in the beginning. If you still don't have, like, this is only kind of fake. You want to use CBO when you know, like, this has just proven itself over and over again. This is going. We're gonna probably be running this for a week or more. It's like if you know that, then the CBO makes more sense because you're getting all of that data into one campaign. But if you're still like you pulled it out of the discovery, you think that there's a chance. It has some early good indicators that it could win. Then you pull it into an ABO to see if it could like scale up a little bit before you get into the CBO range. And so I like, for instance, I made this. Then I can quickly come in here and I could just do a quick duplicate. It'll duplicate the whole ad set with ads in it, and I can go in here and I could do kind of a different. I can do a different audience. I can do like a lookalike, or I can do an interest. So I can go here and do a lookalike purchase. And so now I quickly have. So now we have two ABOs that we could scale kind of independently of each other too. It's like the open may work well, this one may not work well. This open over time, we could be bumping it 20%, 20%, 20%, all the while we end up killing this one. And so that's just ABO just gives you more control at this individual level. You also have like five different ad sets. You could be testing a bunch of different ad sets. You could be turning stuff off. You could be putting new ad sets in it. You could be scaling each ad set independently. It's a little more hands-on. Whereas when you're doing a CBO, it's better just to have your ducks in a line. Like, you know this is a winner. You know that these 3 or 4 ad sets do pretty well, and you plan on just like not really tweaking this too much, other than bumping it up a little bit each day as like the results show themselves. And so it's just a completely different mindset in how you're treating them. And so ABO has worked well. ABO is almost like a stepping stone to the CBO. They're very similar, but I think you just need more conviction because the CBO is more hands-off. And so you want to really know something's a winner, because you also usually tend to set the CBOs at a higher rate too, because all your ad sets are being consolidated. So you might have 3 or 4 ad sets in there. So that's 3 or 4 your normal ABO budget. So you might have a $200 CBO. And so if you haven't gotten all that stuff figured out and are sure that that's a winner, you can lose money quickly. And so ABO is a little bit less intimidating. You're able to start off with a little more control. And so that's why I like to use them. And that's how we've been using them. And so when something,
it's like
you really have
it's like
ABO.
There's an ABO. It's like we do an ABO for testing, and then we usually, and that is like you're testing images and videos and creatives. You do run a few audiences, and you're testing audiences and creatives in that initial run of tests. But it's almost like once you think a creative is pretty solid, you're basically just testing audiences in this second phase right here. You're like, let's run all the same ad, just go hard on different audiences, different pockets. So you're basically like, let's just run this ad in a whole bunch of places and see if one is breaking out, we know it's a winner. And the CBO is like, we've been getting results, we found a winner. Now we want it to kind of scale for the long term. It's kind of like 3-phase system. But this is kind of the starting point for winners. This is where most people are going to be pulling out winners for a long time until they have like
results that they're happy with. And then once you notice you want to scale that even more, if you have more budget, that's where when you go into CBO. So
yeah, that's what we did too. So we did this, and then once we had some proven winners from this, we have if we go back into our campaigns, we have a bunch of these ABO tests. Our first CBO right here, you'll see it's called 531 winners. It basically took the best performing ads out of all of these and then consolidated it into one. And so it took these maybe of 6, 7, 8, 9. It took those 4 ABO tests that are all testing these different creatives to then find out, okay, these handful have proven themselves to be able to be consolidated. And now you'll see our CBOs at $250, which is significantly more than the budgets of these ABO tests that we're running. And yeah, and we've just kind of hands off. We've just been bumping this up 20% each day.
Yeah,
and because they're winners.
It has so much purchase data too. Like CPMs are lower. It becomes an affordable way to scale. And a lot of people start with the CBO, like in general, like before they even run any tests.
Oh, look at this one. $20 purchases? Whoa, for $8.96. Damn. That's a good amount spent. Must be a good one. Huh. I'm also looking at the result rate. 0.03. Which one has the most spend? Looking here. That 800 has 16,000 impressions. Some of the other ones have higher impressions. This one looks like a subpar ROAS, 6.5. But I guess that one is the highest one besides this new one. But it also could be because it's just new. But 6.5, that's pretty good. Wow. What is the result rate? Oh, and that 6.5 has gotten the most purchases out of all of them. No wonder it has the most dollars under it. That makes more sense. Cool. You're still here just focusing on Elden Ring? Bro, you're all good. You focus on Elden Ring, I focus on ads. We're both grinding here. We're showing up to our 9 to 5 after our 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying?
And without winners, like Facebook picks random stuff, like you just spend really bad money, you don't turn anything up, you don't know what's going on because you're like, oh, Facebook picked it, that must be a winner. And it's like, so no, this is, we want to see find like ROAS going on here for our account. We can bump that 20%. It seems to get better because we're getting more purchases. And Facebook wants you to run less campaigns and have more things in less campaigns. We know this. We're constantly recommending this. And so this is when you can take advantage of that finally. But we'll talk about a CBO kind of on its own, I think, in a separate video, because this is, I feel like, more about that middle phase of your testing from your initial run of test into, okay, I think I have winners. This is what you do there. I think we should save sort of that CBO structure for another time.
Yeah, and like, and if you want the 30-second way to do that, you're basically just taking the winners from ABO. Do what?
Just click into it too, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and discard those things that we just made.
Okay.
To clean that up a little bit. And so if I go into here, here's our CBO. You'll see basically six different ad sets. It's like one is an open with one creative within it, and here's another one with a different creative in it, and then we have that in targeted to 2 different audiences, and then we have one audience which is basically all of the creatives in it, just to give kind of a different mixture. But there's really 2 winners in here that we're messing with, and it's a Dev and Matt and then a review that we have. And yeah, you're basically just a handful of audiences, you're proven winners within them, and you set the budget a little bit higher. And that's really the CBO. I mean, we'll make another video that goes more in depth with that or walks you through it. But yeah, if you don't wait for that video, that's basically what we're doing.
Yeah, super cool, man. That's going through winners. It's a little bit varied. Hopefully that was helpful to go through all of these different sort of scenarios and see how we do winners, how we see winners. But it's always good to pull out something you think could really outperform if it's not getting spent. And if you think you're ready to pull out some winners, hopefully this will be your guide. So thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Nice. Cool beans. I'm gonna leave it unchecked just because I want to wait till tomorrow to see.
Hey there, so I'm going to go through how to present your daily results. This can be in video form or it can be in image form. It's up to you. They're both really helpful. So the first thing that's most important is getting your columns right. We have a columns preset video to watch to make sure your columns are set straight. But by default, it's hard to see everything in one go. And so you often kind of have to make this stuff smaller. And I like to kind of start with reach or impressions in the screenshot. You don't really need to see your daily budget. But what I tend to do is I'll move these around and just know that when you switch your areas here, they kind of stay changed, which is good, which is helpful. And so what is really helpful to see on a daily basis is being able to understand where stuff's trending. And so this is an account that's been running for about a week now. You'll see we have several campaigns. And so if I were to try to update people on what's going on, if I have multiple campaigns that are running, I might make a video where I can see all the columns in one go here. And I will go into each campaign separately. And you can see we've already turned a few things off, so I wouldn't look at these ad sets. I'll just select one ad set. And I will kind of look through here first. I'll see this click-through rate is a little low, but the CPC is low. The CPMs are very low. It's about 27 bucks. Okay, so I'm gonna click in here.
Wait. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. Okay. So
CPMs are very low. So and I will kind of look through here first. I'll see this click-through rate is a little low.
So click-through rate. So I'll click-through rate, and he's looking at CTR. No, he's looking through link click-through. Oh, these are both pretty good. The broad is actually really good. Wow. Okay.
But the CPC is low.
And my CPC is also low on this one, which is great, I think.
CPMs are very low.
CPM is high. I don't know if that's bad or good.
It's about 27 bucks. Okay, so I'm gonna click.
21 bucks.
Click in here and see what we've been doing. I'm often reminded of the state of this. When I open it, I'm like, oh yeah, we've turned off these things because we're trying to get other elements to serve right now.
So it goes back here. Oh, these are in review. Oh, and these ones were rejected too. How come I didn't see that? Well, that's good to know. Well, can I see what the ad is rejected for? Because it doesn't follow our unrealistic outcome. We don't allow ads to promote unclear, misleading work from home, MLM, get rich quick. What if I try like bake and profit? Okay. So I need to change this one. And the brownie one. Because they got... Let's go... Oh, I see. Yeah, these are all the worst doing ones because they weren't accepted. That makes more sense now. Okay. So...
And so we'll just see where the spend is. It's at $2. So we kind of need to keep spending. But if I sort this by spend, yeah, so we still need to keep spending. And click-through rate's not great here, but it's still not very much money. So
yeah, this one's at $22. I think it's good. If I'm being honest, this one has 10, this one has 8. I don't know. I feel like it's good. I feel like it's ran its course.
we're just going to leave this. There's nothing I would do here, but I would share this with the group, let people look what's going on with what assets. And I'm going to go back to campaigns because we did pull winners into this campaign, and this is a CBO, and we got 3 ad sets, and now I'm just going to sort it maybe by impressions to see here. This interest is getting the most. Actually, this is getting the most spend this broad. But it's just a little bit more expensive. The CPM's a little bit more expensive. Click-through rates overall.
So he has almost a... Oh, these ones are doing great click-through rates. Right? Yeah, his is 4. This one's 5 and 4.4. Then it drops to 2.69 and 2.79. And then CPC 0.6 and $1. Not sure what that means.
We've got 2 results still. We actually kicked off straight away with 2 results. We had like 50-cent results, and so these are trending in another direction right now. So what I'll do is I'll do a day breakdown. And just seeing here, get this in the right order. Go over here, sort it by delivery. Hit it again. No, doesn't work. There we go. So I just want my dates in order when I look at data. That's the most important thing when I'm doing the day view. So you can see here we got our first purchase on day 1 with $1.60 spend. So small amount of spend per day. Didn't get any sales in these other days. This one I got a sale on the second day running ads. No sales on the third day. This particular thing we have no sales here, but someone spent $270. It's mainly spending in these 2 spots, and we've only spent $7 per ad set right now. That's it's a low amount, but we have a purchase, and so what I'm guessing will happen is we'll see more and more purchases come through on one of these more than the other, and then we'll probably narrow down to just one ad set, but we'll see. These duplicate ads are a strategy that we use to just initially test different pockets all at once. So I'm not going to go through the ads in this day breakdown because there's a lot of these. I'm really just looking to see, as this is serving in different pockets, what the variation in click-through rate is. So sometimes it's a 2%, sometimes it's a 5% for the same image. Yeah, you can see we got a 31 cent, $1.50 and a 68 cent purchase, but all these other ads that have spent aren't getting purchases, and it's still early days. And so this is kind of how it might take 5 minutes to actually walk through several ad sets, to walk through several campaigns like this if you make a video. And so that might be your preference, and you don't have to offer sort of takes like I just did. It could really just be you trying to learn and take note of what you're seeing here. You know, I'm seeing like the CPMs is kind of the gas price of your ad. You can see it's higher for this retargeting campaign. I'm not really talking too much about this campaign in the group in the test because I think we're spending $1 a day, and it's just an initial attempt at retargeting. Really high click-through rate, which is expected, or at least engagement rate. You can see the click-through rate actually is much lower. This includes swipes and stuff. Anyways, this is kind of a structure that is helpful. If you were to try to do some screenshots, something to note here is you want to capture as much information as you can that's relevant. And so if you do a day view, and you can see everything in one screen, meaning you don't have to scroll down, which this one's a little bit of information you can't see. So if I zoom out of the page, it's all there now. Command, plus or minus. And so what I might do, since there's no results, is I don't really need to see anything past this column. So I would grab this screenshot, but I would make sure my dates are in order. They are in order. Maximum date range. You don't want to exclude any days. If this test started in a period where you only want to look at a certain period, that's fine. But doing maximum is good. If you do like last 7 days and that becomes your default, it does not include today. So make sure you use maximum. Sometimes you'll get conversion today and you'll skew your results with the maximum amount of data here. And so
bro, your boy was about to fall asleep. Low energy mode.
This is really the only thing delivering this broad. And so to actually show this ad set view without all the extra data that you may not need to show, you can also go in here and just do add. You can type add, it's not delivery, yeah, add delivery, and then just put active. And if the current ads in this set are delivering, it will only show that here. And so this is kind of the only relevant data right now to talk about. So you could just go ahead and screenshot this like this, and to bring it in to the group. So I won't do that myself. You may also want to go into your ads, and you'll want to remove the day breakdown for screenshots, and get a sense, screenshot this right here. Similar, but just being able to see, I'm actually making this a little bit smaller so I can get that per click. Yeah. Anyways, your daily updates are super important. When other people are reviewing and trying to give insights and help you find what you may want to pay attention to make decisions, being able to see how things are trending with the day view can be really helpful. Being able to see the ads like in this ads page is also helpful, but the day view can kind of be problematic. And so that's kind of an overview as to how to present your tests in once you start running them every day. And you can just post these in the comments on your test thread. So thank you.
I think I have to come back tomorrow for this. Because there's nothing really I'm getting out of this right now. Alright guys, I think I'm just going to end it early today. Actually, there was one thing I did want to do. I wanted to work on like certain, focus on a couple of things, like really just trying to get them in. But honestly, I think right now, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna, yo, Arby, I didn't even see you. You're what it do? It be ads, bro. It be ads. But I'm just tired right now. So, yeah. It's not very interesting. It is kind of fun, but it is like learning something. I think I'm gonna call it tonight. Cause bro, I literally just almost fell asleep in the chair. So yeah. And then I might just, I don't know, man. But I do think that I'm not ready for this one right now. I think I have to let it run for a little bit longer. So I'm just gonna post updates on this, but I can't really do anything with the scaling stuff. Because really it's just, hey, you gotta let it run a little longer. You gotta let it marinate. You gotta let it cook, So, unfortunately, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, I'm definitely gonna have to let that cook for a bit. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.